design is one of the hardest skills to really master. And if you did a PDC, you can sometimes get the message that, okay, you've been taught how to design now. And it's not enough. It's a start. It's a great start. The permaculture courses and stuff are a really great resource out there. But if you did that course, you wouldn't think that you knew everything about plants, that you would expect to go out and keep learning your whole life about plants, and you'd never stop learning. And it's the same with design, that permaculture was always about design, and the gardening is important, and housing and all of that, but they come out of design. And so you would expect to keep on learning for your whole life about how to improve design. I started 25 years ago just trying to do permaculture, the whole thing, the own a building with the natural materials and the passive solar, growing food and rainforest regeneration, which I've done a lot of on this block here. And it was really just for myself, just to learn and just to sort of get out of the treadmill, the rat race. I had some design background before I went into this. I'd been to uni, done half an architecture degree. My wife at the time was Peruvian, and I'd seen in Peru how people were living simple, you could say sustainable lives. And she brought that in to our partnership of what we were doing. And so I had a bit of background, but I was really learning a lot along the way. As I learnt, I found that I had something to offer other people. By now, I've just accumulated these skills of building and landscape design and site repair and wastewater and general biodiversity assessment and improvement. And I generally design for owner builders or people who are doing it on the cheap. That was kind of my base, grown into something that more mainstream people are asking for, with higher budgets and more sort of sophisticated design. And I love it. It's a great job. Then the other half of what I do is teach a wider audience about the value of design. And what do we call it? Ecological design or nature-based design, or other words that we can use, design with nature. I just think it's something that's really lacking in our culture, is an understanding of how nature works and how people can fit in with nature rather than fight it. Because design's not taught well in schools or in our system or in the workplace. It's a word that can separate people from professional, narrow realm of architects and engineers and just the general average person who they think it's kind of not their job to understand design. Maybe it's the wrong term. Maybe creative problem solving is what we should call this. And creative problem solving applies to everyone, because we're brought up in this system that really doesn't work, and we kind of accept it because it's all we know, but we don't have much time left to live in this destructive system. And so people need to understand how they can change and they can affect the little bit of the world around them. So whether we call it design or creative problem solving, that's the first step, is that people understand the creative process.